if you're a small business owner who's always busy, your calendar's jammed, your inbox is overflowing, but your profit still isn't where you want it to be, then this episode is for you. Today, I'm going to be talking about why small business owners stay busy but not profitable, and what you can do to start turning this around this week. I'm breaking down the hidden time traps, the cost of wearing every hat in your business, and a simple shift that can start freeing up your time and increasing your bottom line. Let's dive in. Are you that driven entrepreneur who believes that working harder holds the key to your dreams? Are you drowning in the day-to-day tasks, wishing you had more time to strategize and cast the vision for your business growth? Hi, I'm Donna Dubé, your guide on this entrepreneurial journey. I've walked in your worn-out shoes, burning the midnight oil, convinced that sheer hard work was the secret to success. Just one more email, one more task, until I found myself on a one-way track to burnout. But here's the twist in the tale. I discovered that success isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about being intentional with our time. It's about steering our ship with focus, because no team, system, or automation can outperform a lack of direction. In this podcast, I'm sharing with you all the strategies for business growth that it took me years to learn. If you're ready to step out of the daily overwhelm so you can amplify your profits, then I'm ready to teach you. I believe the only limit to your business growth is the one you set for yourself. Go grab a notebook, warm up that cup of tea, and let's do this. Hello. Welcome back, CEOs, small business owners. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I want to talk about time management's mistakes. And while I don't want to focus on the negative, I do want to bring this forward and to your attention. And then, of course, I want to flip the script and say, how can we change this? What shift can we make to actually make us more profitable? So let's get started. I want to hit you up with a statistic that's pretty hard to ignore. And that's this. Most small business owners spend over 80% of their time on work that generates zero profit. Yeah, you heard me right. We spend over 80% of our time on work that generates zero profit. Now, we don't need to be a mathematician to realize, wait a second, that's crazy. Why would we do that? And this is not an exaggeration. I've seen it over and over again in clients' businesses. And honestly, I've lived it in my own business. And it starts very innocently, right? We want to serve our clients well. We want to make sure things don't slip through the cracks. We want to keep the content going, the team supported, the systems running smoothly. But before we know it, we're running our business like an overworked operations manager, not a CEO. And I know that you're putting in the hours. I see you. You're checking off all the boxes. But what about your revenue? What about your growth? Is it matching your effort? Because if it's not, that's when you want to start asking, what am I doing wrong? And I want to say up front, it's not that you're doing wrong things completely. It's that your time is being spent in the wrong proportions. So take a minute and think about your typical week. How much of your time is going toward things like client delivery, answering questions from your VA or your team, writing a caption for Instagram, updating a spreadsheet, rescheduling a call? You know where I'm going here, right? How much of your time is going toward that each week? And then how much of your time is going toward activities like reviewing your profit margins, outlining a strategic plan for the next 90 days, identifying ways to create recurring revenue, or developing your team so that they can lead more without you? And if you're like most business owners, your time is going to that first list, not the second. And that's exactly why you're busy, but not profitable. Here's what I often see behind the scene. A client comes to me, they've got a packed calendar, and then they've got a wait list for their services. And from the outside, it looks like they've made it, right? They've got people waiting to get what they have to offer. Like, that's great. But when we look under the hood, they're barely paying themselves. They're spending their evenings and their nights answering DMs and questions. And they're still the one solving every problem that pops up. And this, my friends, is not sustainable. But more importantly, it's not profitable. So I want to call it what it is. If you're stuck playing every role in your business, operator, admin, social media manager, customer support, project manager, and maybe even IT and tech, you've gotten really good at being scrappy and getting things done. But here's the thing. You don't get paid more for doing more. You get paid more for doing the right things. The high leverage, high impact work that only you can do. The problem is that kind of work doesn't always feel productive in the moment. It doesn't give you that quick hit of checking something off the list. But it's the work that creates long-term results and real profitability, which I know you're all looking for. So let me give you an example. One of my clients, let's call her Rachel, was spending hours a week inside her project management tool. She was double checking that task deadlines and following up with her team about this and that. And she felt like she had to stay in the weeds or things would fall apart. But when we looked at the numbers, her business had actually flatlined. Revenue wasn't growing, and she was completely maxed out. So together we started shifting her time. She spent less time managing tasks and more time refining her client journey, building those referral partnerships, and creating a scalable offer. And within a few months, she just didn't have more time, she had more money. And she wasn't exhausted all the time. And that's the power of making this CEO shift that I'm talking about today. Right? She had to pull herself out of the weeds and use her time for more high-level tasks to be able to see those results she was looking for. Because the truth is, when you're deep in the weeds, you can't think ahead. You can't make strategic decisions. You can't mentor your team to grow them into leaders. And you definitely can't focus on building relationships or creating offers that generate recurring revenue. This is the type of work that actually moves the needle, and this is where your leverage lives. Your real job as a business owner is profitability, vision, and leadership. It's not inbox triage. It's not being the one who solves every tech glitch or edits every blog post. You've got to start protecting your time like it's your most valuable asset. Because in my opinion, it is. And I get it. Letting go of control is scary, right? You've built this thing from the ground up, but holding on to everything is actually what's keeping you stuck. So here's my challenge to you this week. And it's a small one, but it's powerful. I want you to find 30 minutes. That's it. Find 30 minutes in your week to either eliminate, streamline, or delegate something that doesn't really need your attention. Find 30 minutes this week. Easy enough, right? So here are a few places where you can start looking. Do you really need to be on that 60-minute meeting? Could it be an email update or a 15-minute check-in instead? Are you guilty of checking your inbox all day long? Or could you batch your responses twice a day? Is there a task you're doing out of habit because you always do it? It just takes you 5 minutes. You always do it. That someone else could handle with the right direction. So even if you just reclaim 30 minutes this week, I want you to protect that 30 minutes like it's gold. And then here's what I want you to do with it. I want you to grab my free CEO Power Hour guide. It's a simple, strategic way to make sure you're not just gaining time, but you're using it to lead your business forward. In this one protected hour a week, I'll walk you through how to review your metrics, how to prioritize what actually matters, and how to identify the 3 high-impact tasks that will move your business forward. And most importantly, get those tasks on your calendar so that you actually have time blocked out to do them. This isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about leading with intention and using your time like the asset that it is. So remember, here's your challenge. Go carve out 30 minutes. Find somewhere where you can eliminate, automate, delegate, or streamline 30 minutes this week. And once you carve out those 30 minutes, take the next step and download the CEO Power Hour Playbook, the links in the show notes, and follow that. Use that 30 minutes to your advantage. Business owners, you're not meant to stay stuck in the weeds. You're meant to lead. And this is one way you can start. All right. Thanks so much for listening, and I can't wait to talk next week. Take care. Thank you for joining me on this episode of CEO Amplify. I appreciate you being part of our thriving community of ambitious business owners. If you enjoyed today's episode, I kindly ask you to share this podcast with a friend and take a hot minute to rate and leave a review. It would mean the world to me. Your feedback helps me reach more people and continue providing valuable content. Thanks so much for your support. Keep shining, and we'll catch you on the next episode.